Welcome to the Move with Tank podcast with your host, Dr. Michael Tancini. He is a doctor of physical therapy, owner of Ground to Overhead Physical Therapy, a strength and conditioning coach, former college athlete, 4-time CrossFit regional athlete, and a national level Olympic weightlifter. On the show, he will cover ways for active individuals and athletes, just like you, to stay healthy and improve their performance without the need of surgery, injections, and pain medication. If you ever have any questions for Dr. Tancini, which you would like answered, send over an email or message through Instagram at drtank_DPT. So without further ado, here's your host, Dr. Tank.
What is up, everybody? Dr. Michael Tancini here, Dr. Tank. Thank you so much for joining me today on the New Tank podcast. Today, I've got with me Candace Marek, the owner of AKT Brier Creek. It's a fitness studio, which is super awesome. Before meeting Candace and going to check out AKT, I had honestly never seen a place like this, and which is saying a lot because I've seen a lot. And man, this is so cool. It looks so fun. Dr. Brett has gone and done it, who's a PT with us, and he absolutely loved it. I told Candace I'm gonna get back to do it, and hey, Candace, I mean that I'm gonna be over there. But Candace, thank you so much for joining me today. How's it going?
Good. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it. Yeah. Thanks for
Definitely. So, hey, you and your family taking advantage of this beautiful weather out. I mean, we'll film this in early October, and it's been beautiful out as of late.
Yeah, we've definitely enjoyed some nice outdoor movies, grilling outside, and have thoroughly enjoyed the switchover. So yeah, it's been great. How about you?
Outdoor movies? Do you guys have like a drive-in or like?
No, well, we had just through COVID, we just decided to, spend some time differently and think of different things. So we have an outdoor movie projector screen and just set it up in the backyard and just watch away sometimes. And now that the nights are getting a little bit shorter, you can get out there a little earlier. So yeah, it's really fun. Highly recommend
that. Yeah, it's so cool.
Yeah,
it's so cool. So like, what kind of movies do you guys normally throw on? Is it like a once a week kind of thing, or?
Yeah, we'll usually go out there on the Saturday night. It's good family movies. I have a daughter; she's 14. She actually likes a lot of movies from the 80s and 90s, which is fun, for her dad and I. And it's good, clean fun, and just brings us back a little bit. So yeah, we just enjoy it every weekend.
Nice. What's your favorite movie?
So I really enjoy Uncle Buck as an 80s movie. Anything John Candy or Steve Martin, those are great. Yeah. And then of course a lot of the Footloose and things like that. So yeah.
Nice.
Movies, yeah. So
that's awesome. Do you like Chris Farley?
Yeah,
he's up there.
Yeah.
You're a Tommy Boy fan?
I love Tommy Boy. Yeah. Actually, one of his ninja movie, Beverly Hills Ninja, not too long.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
he is my all-time probably famous comic. Yeah, and like that, Tommy Boy is my favorite movie.
Yep, it's pretty funny.
Yeah. But awesome. That sounds so cool. So, do you guys do anything else? Do you guys have you guys taken advantage of the outdoors throughout the pandemic? Like, do you guys like to go out and do outdoor stuff?
Yeah. So every night after dinner, we go for a walk as a family, just make sure we get a little bit of exercise in after eating. And then we have taken advantage of pool time this year at the lake. My husband and daughter like to water ski. And so we've gotten a little bit of outdoor sports there. So yeah, we definitely have taken advantage of the nice weather that we have. So even though it's in the hot summertime, but that's okay. Yeah. So,
yeah. That's super awesome. So, hey, get the vitamin D.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So, but awesome. So now I briefly introduced you, but can you just tell everyone who's listening a little bit about yourself? Because no one can do a better intro for a podcast than you.
Yeah, sure. I am from the Raleigh area. Most of my life, I moved from New York when I was 5, so I'm pretty much raised in North Carolina. My husband is Canadian, but he's been living in the U.S. a really long time. Yeah, I've been together almost 20 years. We have one daughter named Taylor. She's 14. Well, she'll be 14 actually this month. But yeah, we my husband and I got into business for ourselves maybe 15 years ago in a different industry. Had a lot of fun doing that, and then decided to get to the fitness industry, which is where we are now. And he works full-time at a different job, and I do AKT full-time now, and we've been open about a year. And it's just basically I wanted to find something that I was very passionate about, which is health and wellness. And AKT, I did a lot of research on different fitness brands that were out there. And AKT, as you said, is really, there's nothing else like it. And that's where I started getting involved in it and just fell in love with the brand and the concept. So that's where we're at now.
That's awesome. So did you do AKT prior to buying the franchise?
No, actually, I just was looking into different franchise. I came through a different franchise and I knew I wanted to get into a new franchise. And AKT is actually under the Exponential umbrella. Exponential has several other brands, Pure Barre, Cycle Bar, Club Pilates.
Okay.
And AKT was one of them. I actually was looking into Pure Barre initially just because of its popularity. And then I just started hearing more and more about AKT. And I was able to take some of their classes online, do their AKT Go that they have. So I tried some workouts and I just loved it. Just immediately fell in love with the type of routines that I have. There's different classes that they offer. And probably a month later, I went to California and learned about the brand and just more about the franchise itself and just signed on the dotted line and bought the license to it. So yeah. And that was about 2 years ago almost when that happened. So back in November 2019 is when I learned about it, signed December 19th. So yeah.
That's awesome. That's super cool. So now for everyone out there who doesn't know what AKT is, can you tell them a little bit about what you guys do and what is it?
Yeah. So we are dance, fitness, cardio concepts. So dance is just 1/4 of what we offer. So we have 4 different class types. Dance being one of them is a 60-minute workout. We also have a bands class, which is really cool and unique concept. You're our using overhead resistance bands, step boxes. We also offer a tone class, which is full body resistance training, a little bit more low impact. And then we have a circuit class, which is high intensity interval training. All of our classes are an hour long, except for the circuit class is 45 minutes long. Each class is really unique because it focuses on strength and interval training on all 4 classes, and you're going to get cardio in the majority of our classes. And I like to say it's kind of a one-stop shop. You get your stretching, cardio, resistance training, full body workout. You don't have to go anywhere else to work out. You can get everything you need under one place, and you're in and out and done for an hour. And we recommend coming in about 4 days a week for the best results. And you're burning a lot of calories within that time frame, but you're also having a good time. I'm actually in my studio and I have really cool lights and disco balls, and it's just a really unintimidating environment, but a lot of fun. It feels like you're more at a dance club than you are in a gym. The trainers actually do the class with you, so it's really like a personal trainer at your disposal at any given time. If you need modifications or corrections, they're right there taking the class, putting the work with you. So it's just a very unique and different concept, but super result driven. The first maybe 2 months that I started doing AKT, even though it was at home, it was still a great workout. I lost several pounds, and I wasn't really in a place where I felt like I thought I had to lose weight. I was already working out, but it's just such a different way to fix your body. It's working in all different planes of your body, and it's just really a way to lean or lose weight, whichever your goal is. It's just super effective. So yeah.
That's awesome. So everyone who's watching the video, there is if you see those black bars in the background up top, that's when you hang the resistance bands for it, correct?
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. So I mean, it's super cool. And like I said, I'm kind of surprised it's in the same kind of like Pure Barre kind of like umbrella.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you guys would put them out of business.
Well, I think it's just different concepts. I think Exponential to have a brand under each medium, so people who love bar, they're going to go to Pure Barre. People who like the Pilates go to Club Pilates. And I think initially people think it's just dance with AKT, but we just have pretty much high intensity workouts, and that's not for everybody, but bar isn't for everybody either. So it's just attracting a different person and someone who wants a really good workout. It's tough.
Yeah. I'm pumped to try it. So Brett came back and was like, man, that was tough.
Yeah. It isn't taken by surprise because it's very high rep, low weight.
Yeah.
Now, certainly we can modify and increase the weight, decrease the intensity for those who want a different workout. That's what's unique about it. You can customize it to make it to your level that what you're looking for. So we can attract all different types of people and not just the super fit, or attract all different body types, different workout levels. Yeah. So it's cool.
That is super, super cool. So nice. Well, hey, you picked a pretty, let's say you picked the most opportune time, it seems like, to open up a fitness studio.
Yeah.
What made you spark that timing? And what kind of, I know there's got to been a lot of hurdles over this past year. Can you just kind of take us through that and how that process has actually been?
Yeah. So, as I mentioned, we went to in December of 2019, and I was originally planning to open hopefully by May. And then, of course, the pandemic hit in March. I was actually flying home from California for training when everything started just kind of collapsing as we knew it. Yeah, just overnight it felt like, right? But so my construction got delayed quite a bit, but I was actually glad because we had the mandates in place. So gyms weren't even allowed to open at that point anyway. So in that sense, it worked itself out. And then when we finally were able to open at the end of September, actually our 1-year anniversary technically is on Wednesday, October 6th, where we're open to the public. So we're kind of at a 1-year mark in a couple of days. But when we were going through that period, it was 30% capacity. Eventually went from 30 to 50 to 75 and so on. And then, of course, masks were required during certain phases of that. So definitely was tough. I mean, it was tough for people to work out with a mask on, as well as just people being concerned with being around others, working out. But we just pushed through it. We had people that believe that exercise and fitness is essential, especially when it comes to your health, and wanted to remain healthy during the pandemic. So we had customers that come in and they were taking all the precautions they need to keep themselves healthy, as well as protect themselves from others. We socially distanced in class and followed all the recommended and mandated suggestions. And we just did the best that we could and got people coming in and had them seeing results. And a lot of the feedback that we were getting from members was just that they hadn't worked out through COVID at all. You know, they hadn't worked out in months and months. And so it was a big struggle for some people just because they'd done nothing. But we noticed how they changed with how the way they felt and looked, because they're finally getting back into, the swing of everything. Because even though the pandemic hit in March, we weren't open until like I said, October. So that was a lot of activity. So yeah, I mean, and it's still has its challenges because not everything is back to where, normal is, but we're just taking everything one day at a time, as I say, and just push it through and doing the best that we possibly can, and try to encourage people to come in and focus on themselves through all this to stay healthy.
Yeah. I mean, what was that like? So to get these people who were significantly deconditioned, right?
Yep.
Maybe at like a more challenging mental state.
Yeah.
Because mental health for everyone, it's been really brought to the forefront because people have been impacted so much by mental health. For being locked in their houses and anxieties and the fears of dying from COVID or getting this virus. And so what are ways in which you guys help them kind of like adjust to it, like on ramp, if you want to call it? And really, what are some things that you guys have done to really emphasize the mental health aspects of it?
Yeah. I think it has a few parts to it. We try to get them coming in to make sure that we're taking all the precautions, keeping everything very clean, socially distanced, like I mentioned, try to put them at ease if they were nervous about that. And so they felt, what we noticed is once they actually came in, the nervousness kind of subsided as they kind of got into their routine a little bit. And we also have virtual classes that we have added where they can come in the studio and take a class, which is really unique that we just decided to try. So there's a teacher virtually that they come in and take a class, or they can be by themselves if they want to. So they're out of their house where they can get the motivation to use our facility and our space. But then if they don't want to be around other people, they can take the class here and still get a great workout. But mentally, I think that people just have really needed, working out is so crucial to good mental health, that we've just tried to foster that and make people aware that, hey, you really do need this. And the hardest part about working out is making the step to get there and commit to it. And then just getting them here, we'll do the rest. You just show up, we'll help you do the rest of it. So I feel like those that have been coming have been pretty much all in for the most part once they get their feet wet. Certainly, even to this day, we still have apprehension, and that's okay. We want people to feel comfortable, but we want to make it, so they remember and realize that their health is really important to get through this pandemic. And this is the best way, I think, is keep healthy. So,
absolutely. So what kind of feedback have you guys gotten from your members to, I guess, on the not only like or getting moving part physically again, but about like their like overall happiness, or like how they've changed for the better since they've started coming to your studio?
Yeah, I think people like the sense of community that it brings, and they form new friendships. I mean, we've had people that they now hang out after class. They form new friendships, and most of them met each other here. And sometimes you have people that have moved to the area and they don't know anybody. I'm sorry, my light's cut. Can you still stop?
Oh, you're right. Yeah, you're good.
Okay. So they just found new friends, and I think that's been helpful for them mentally as well, just to form new friendships. We often have socials where we've incorporated very recently where, for example, at the end of this month, we're going to have some of the members go down and meet, like kind of a meet and greet at a restaurant nearby. And I think that's really been good for people. And just this statistic that when you have exercise, it gets the endorphins going, which helps promote good moods and health. And I think that the feedback that we're getting is that has made them feel that way and put them in a better state of mind versus being stuck at home and at the house, not being able to get out. So the general consensus is that people, I think, want to get back to that normalcy.
Yeah.
And this is a step towards that direction.
Yeah, absolutely. And like, I'm not good at like citing like specific articles or research, but recently there was a peer-reviewed article in like one of the top medical journals in the world is the British Journal of Medicine. And they actually showed that individuals who do an exercise routine similar to yours actually have a lower susceptibility to contracting COVID.
Huh.
And it makes you wonder why like that isn't being talked about more, and like, but it makes sense, right? If we make ourselves more metabolically healthy, then we're going to be healthier across the board. And then another factor of poor cases for those who have been hospitalized with COVID, one of the top top comorbidities, if you want to call it, is actually anxiety.
Yeah.
And people's in a very mental or negative mental health with anxiety. And like what needs to be talked about more on the mainstream news, right, is that exactly what you just said. It's like people come in, right? They're probably a little bit anxious at first, right? They're metabolically, they're not as healthy because they've been sitting around, and now all of a sudden they come into AKT, their cardiovascular endurance goes up, their strength goes up. They're now making themselves more metabolically healthy, less inflammatory markers in the body. And you throw in, we know that fitness is often a keystone habit, which then when people work out, they eat a little bit better because they're like, oh, I'm working out. I just don't want to throw it away with these Twinkies.
Right.
And then, which is also helping. And then, like you said, like the community aspect of it, to being able to decrease people's anxiety levels simply by giving them a tribe and a family that they can go to and be real with and know that we're all going through a similar thing, and to have that's crucial.
Yeah. Well, and I think another key point is the level of stress that everybody seems to be under just because of everything going on, right? There's just a lot of stress that everybody's having to face every single day with whether, as I mentioned, my husband's from Canada where we can't see his family. We haven't seen them in 2 years. That's for many other people's situations if they live in different countries, or the job situation. There's just a lot going on right now through all of this. And I can't begin to tell you how many people have come in and they said, I almost didn't come work out. I wasn't really feeling it, but I drugged myself in to work out. And I'm so grateful that I did because I feel 100 times better. And that happens, and we hear that often. And that's why I mentioned earlier, if you just get here, we'll help do the rest. But I think that's really telling that working out can help ease some of these. Just take your mind off of everything going on around us right now and just take an hour for yourself, and you're enjoying it, but you're also, doing well for yourself and looking after your body and your mental state. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, like when the workout is as fun as what you guys put them through, like the positive energy in the building is so high, especially whenever we were there. It's a super vibrant, fun place.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I'm also like, I read a lot and I listen to a lot of podcasts, and I'm going to I've never met this dude. He has no idea who I am, but I really like his show. It's called the Huberman Podcast. Highly recommend it. He's like a neurobiologist over in like Stanford or something like that.
Yeah.
And he's big, like into like human health and performance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so like he had a show the other day on dopamine, and he was talking about this kind of, we often think that dopamine's the motivation, like dopamine, like we get this hit of dopamine from being able to go in a workout.
Yeah.
Right. But what he was saying was the dopamine is actually released as you go do it. Right. So, and the bigger the resistance, that resistance we all feel when we're like, everyone watching this who wants to maybe think about working out, like, I really want to work out right now, but I'm tired. I had a long day at work. Like, and then this couch is so much better. Right. But the couch gives you that couch and Netflix gives you like a very small dose of it.
Yeah.
But when people come, just like you just said, and this is kind of like grounded science, but it's super cool that when they actually fight the of resistance and go do something that actually is a little bit harder,
right?
Then the dopamine hit is like 1,000 times more, like way more, and they feel way better afterwards.
Yeah.
And so that's part of what you guys do for people, right? Is you get them that dopamine hit and all the endorphins to make themselves a better person.
Yeah, I think when you have someone coming in after working a full day's work and coming in for a 7 p.m. class and possibly dragging to get here, and then they walk out of class feeling great and super energetic, I mean, that's a great feeling. That's a good thing. So probably
that's all
that. Yeah.
That's super awesome. So like, what's your favorite part about AKT?
I just love that I can get it all done in an hour or less. It's a very busy, full packed hour, 45 minutes, whichever class it is, but I get it out of the way. I do my workouts early in the morning, and I know that it's basically getting my metabolism going, getting my energy flowing. If I ever miss workout, which I try not to, but it happens. If I ever do, I feel it's back on what you're saying. But my other favorite part about AKT workouts is I never get bored. I've been doing this anywhere between 5 and 6 days a week for now almost 2 years, and our content changes every 3 weeks. So it gives you just enough time to learn it, but not enough time for you to plateau or get bored. And I've worked out for a really long time in my life. I got interested in fitness when I was 16 years old and did fitness competitions in my 20s. So for me to keep with it for the same type of routine for 2 years, I think is really telling for myself. And I'm still never bored. They're great, very effective workouts. So
that's awesome. So now, what's your favorite class? I know you guys have a few. What's your personal favorite?
My personal favorite is circuit, or the bands class would be my second favorite. The circuit is that high intensity interval training. So I just really like that fast pace. And then the bands, which is really unique with that box and overhead resistance. It just really leads out areas of your torso and back that I haven't found in any other exercise. So those are my two favorite, but all the classes of course are great. Yeah.
Okay. So now I'm a terrible dancer. So am I going to be screwed when I come?
No, I'm not a dancer either. My trainers are great because they all have dance backgrounds. I did not. That's what's interesting about this concept is that I wasn't a dancer, but we break it down in sections. So you're learning your routine and it's broken down and it's at a pace where it's easy enough to learn it. And at the end, you put it all together. But the good news is even if you're not coordinated, the environment is dark and people are more focused on the trainer themselves and they're not judging anybody else and what they're looking like. And I feel like people that come into any class for the first time, they might feel a little bit of that intimidation before they walk into class. But as soon as I walked in, that's usually put away. We do our best to make everybody comfortable. We don't want anybody feeling intimidating. If you have 2 left feet, it's okay. It's not about coordination. It's about having a good time, getting a great workout in. And even if you're not the best at dancers, you're still going to get a great workout. So it's okay. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So you mentioned you've been into fitness now for years. Could you kind of like take us through your fitness background and kind of like what you've played with and dabbled in along the years?
Yeah. So my sister was a bodybuilder when I was younger, and I really just always looked up to her. She just was in that craze where that was what people did sometimes. And so I was 16 when I started working out, and it just became pretty young, just a lifestyle for me. And then I worked in gyms when I was, old enough to start working. And in my adulthood, I did Fitness America competitions in my 20s and did that for a little while. And that's a lot of work and energy. So after I did my fair share of that, I decided to just keep it relevant in my life. But I've had personal trainers. I've had just standard gym kind of workouts where you do your cardio and then you do your weights. I was a big Jillian Michaels follower because she has his workouts. And that's actually what I was doing right before AKT. But I was starting to get where I felt like I needed something different. AKT just fit that mold for me. But yeah, so I feel like I had a lot of workout experience and did a lot of different things. I tried all the exponential brands. I tried everything that they had to offer. And so I guess I'm a veteran when it comes to different workouts, and I've certified personal trainer, things like that. So yeah, lots of history with working out, but I love it. It's just when I don't work out, I have one day off a week where I just do nothing but relax. And as far as working out is concerned, it just makes me really ready to go for the next day when my workout day is back on. So it's a lifestyle.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's so crucial. And I think that's so important for someone like yourself who's like, you lead from the front, right? So like you're not the person in charge is barking orders and telling everybody what to do, but you're actually doing the same thing that your clients are doing. You're in the trenches, working out and showing everyone how to be a better person.
Yeah.
And that's so crucial for from the outside looking in and being able to give your numbers to that person to aspire to.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. So now, do you guys talk nutrition with people also? Like coming from your background, different kinds of bodybuilding and different kinds of figure competitions. Diet obviously is huge in that. Like, do you guys talk to your clients about that when they're there?
So we do, it's within conversation. So it's not necessarily part of the AKT plan yet. But yeah, we definitely have all my trainers, or most of my trainers have their personal training certification as well. My manager and I, we both have pretty good knowledge on nutrition. So we definitely are here to help answer any kind of questions that people have with diet. And really, sometimes just really simple advice. Like if it lives in a can or a box, you might want to stay away from it. But if it's unprocessed and natural, and those are usually pretty easy rules to live by, we just try to keep it simple. Drink lots of water and stay away from a bunch of canned sodas and things like that. But yeah, we are definitely actually in the process of working on food lists for people that they want to have like healthy food shopping lists, because sometimes people just don't know what to do or where to start. So we definitely have some knowledge to help them in that direction and plan to build on that actually as well.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Like you actually give similar advice to what I give people on like first glance. I work with people on their nutrition at a deeper level, but also, I mean, everyone that comes through, I'm always talking nutrition with them. And I'm not giving them a plan or anything. It's just like you, it's like, we know it's such an integral part in the overall being healthier.
Yeah.
And so what I normally tell people is if you can hunt it and catch it in the wild, or grow it in a field, just probably good to eat it.
That's right. Yeah.
And if you can't, then leave it alone.
That's right. Yeah.
So
I know, I feel like dieting can get so complicated, but it surely doesn't have to be. I think when people get really caught up in certain things with whether it's a plan or counting calories, I mean, I don't say that's wrong. It's just sometimes you just have to eat the right things. And that alone, cutting out certain things makes all the difference in your health and body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was looking at people in one of three categories, level 1, level 2, or level 3 kind of client. The level 3 clients, the only people, they're like, they've got like super uber specific like body composition goals and or athletic performance goals. Then we talk about counting calories, looking at macros and all those things. But as you know, the average person, like most people out there, they don't want to count anything.
Right.
But they just need a framework.
Yeah.
And that's awesome. That's super awesome to hear that you guys are talking that with them, because everyone out here who wants to come try out AKT after this, like they most likely need some talking to with their diet.
Yeah.
So because mass marketing is pretty evil and people know how to market all the wrong things.
Yeah. Well, and I think it can be really confusing too. There's just so much different things where one day it's okay to have coffee, the next day it's not, or there's just so much contradiction. And so people don't know where to go sometimes.
Yeah.
So I can understand why people struggle with it, because are carbs good for you or not good for you? Is fat good or not? So there's all these different pieces of information anywhere and everywhere that it confuses, a lot of people, understandably. So yeah, keeping it simple. It's what we believe in, and will get you good results.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. So like now, what's your mission with all your clients at?
Yeah. So I've always loved the health and fitness industry, not just from a personal experience of myself, but also when I started working at my first gym, it was actually a ladies only gym, and just helping people. And I remember measuring a woman, and she was severely overweight, and she got really upset and cried because the tape measure wouldn't fit around her. And I felt really bad. And I asked her if she wanted us to stop, and she said, no, I really need this wake up call. And so I worked with her and helped her with food and exercise and dieting and working out. And she lost a ton of weight. And that was the moment when I knew that I really want to help people with their journey and help them with their goals. I like to feel like I'm a compassionate person, and I want to see people, achieve the success they're looking for, whatever that means. And so I think I'm in AKT just because I'm doing something good for people. I'm helping them reach their goals, whether it's something with weight or it was something much deeper than that, so I like being able to provide something that I'm passionate about, that I enjoy, that it makes it even easier for me to talk about. And I hope that it changes their lives in the same way that it's changed mine, or maybe even different, whatever that reason is for them.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So now say there's somebody out there right now listening to this and they're like, I'm really needing to get out and try something. I'm bored with what I'm doing. Or maybe they're just needing that wake up call to be able to get out and start to improve their metabolic health or just improve their health in general. And what would you tell that person? Like, what would you tell them about coming to try out AKT?
Yeah. So our first class is free for anybody who's new to AKT. And it's just really a glimpse of what we do. We do have an introduction class that they're welcome to take, which is a combination class of dance and dance. But really, they're welcome to take any class for free, whichever one they think they'd spark interest in. I think I would tell people that are on the fence, just what are your goals? Why do you think you're not where you want to be? And let's talk about what we can do to help you get there. And if we're willing to help you and you're willing to help yourself, and we can get you the results you're looking for, how does that sound? Like I said earlier, come show up. That's the hardest part, is showing up and sticking to a routine. It's going to take time to build a routine, especially if somebody hasn't worked out recently or in a long time. But what we do guarantee is results. And if you can commit yourself to 3-4 times a week, and they say it takes you about a good 30 days to create a habit. And if you can do that, then you're going to see some differences. And that first 30 days is where you might notice some results. But the next 30 days, so at the 60-day mark, will be where other people are starting to notice results. And then at that 90-day mark is where you're in this life transition where it's now your routine and you're a healthier version of yourself because you've committed to yourself and your time to working out and being healthier.
Yeah, that's so true. That's so true. That 3-month period is that time that people really start to connect with the changes that they're making in their lives. And they see it through the first two. But like the ones who stick with it and like it starts to snowball, they feel better, they have more energy, they're in less pain. We work with a lot of people who are in pain, just being a physical therapy clinic. And quite frankly, like we do whatever we can to keep them in your studio, because we know that the more they're in there, the better they're going to feel, the healthier they're going to be, and they're going to be in less pain overall. And then just like you said, you guys talk to them about the whole package, like it's the whole lifestyle, and not only what you guys preach, but also what you and your trainers actually show and lead from the front.
Yeah.
And that's so crucial, right? That's so crucial. Awesome. So now tell everyone a little bit how they can find you and where you guys are at, and how could they get in touch with you or one of your trainers?
Yeah, so we do have a few different ways you can get up with us. So we're located in Brier Creek Commons on the same side as Target and Brier Creek Shopping Center. We are right next door to Men's Warehouse and across from Greek Fiesta and Gigi's Cupcakes. So you can find us at theakt.com, and that's THEAKT. And you can search for the Brier Creek location, and you can actually see our booking online if you want to book a free intro class. We also let you take other classes for free. So we can be reached at the studio at 919-342-5577. If you would like to call and talk to us directly, we can talk about your goals as well as get you booked for a free class, whichever class choice you'd like. Then we're also on Facebook and Instagram. If you just look for AKT Brier Creek, I highly recommend people looking there because it really gives you an inside look of real pictures of our members and our studio and some of the testimonials that they've put out there. We have all different ages, shapes, and sizes. Everybody is welcome. And we're just recommend just checking us out on social media and coming in person or giving us a call. And we would love having you in and take care of you and get you to where you want to be.
Awesome. Well, Candace, I'll make sure that all of that is in the show notes. And when we push this out on social media and across the platforms, we'll make sure that's all very visible for everybody.
Okay.
Because the easier people have to find you, the better. And because, hey, I can't wait to try it out. I heard awesome things from it. You guys out there need to try it out, especially if you're looking for a way to improve your life, become healthier, lose weight, improve confidence, get stronger. I mean, the positivities that you're going to find at AKT is amazing, and everyone in its own needs that in their life right now. So Candace, thank you so much for coming on to share it with us. And I'm super glad that you decided to take the leap with AKT, because this is super cool and this isn't around here. And there, like, I haven't seen anything else like it. So like to bring something like super unique and really fits a major void in people's interest and what people need. And hey, you guys need to try it out. Even if you're not a dancer, I know it says sweat, dance, burn, change in the background. But when I was talking with people there, like not everyone came from dance background.
That's right.
And they're like, oh, you've got to try the dance class.
Yeah.
And so, if you're not a dancer, don't be discouraged. Brett, I can tell you, he's definitely not about a dancer. And but awesome, Candace.
Yeah. Well, I really appreciate you inviting me here today and taking the time. I mean, it's very appreciated, especially when times are tough. And I said, thanks for the buzz about us and giving us a bit of your time and helping us spread the word. So it's really appreciated.
Absolutely. Like, hey, no one's been hit harder than you guys. And like, you're who everyone needs most. And I always tell people, like, in an absolute perfect world, there wouldn't be physical therapists, because we would all feel great. And people like me personally, I know this isn't about me, but I come from an extensive fitness background also. Like, I've been training since I was 14. I think the first time I touched weights was actually when I was like 12 with my friend's dad. He was an NFL player, and we were doing football, and he took us to the garage and started getting us on a program. And then
Sounds pretty cool.
I actually started lifting like when I was 14, and like all the way through, trying all different kinds of stuff, getting into all different kinds of stuff. And I can tell you, people need you. Like, people need to stay healthy. They need to work out. They need to use their body. Chronic disease is such a problem, right? Mental health right now is such a problem. Anxiety medications are through the roof. Shaming anyone who's on anxiety medication. I'm saying it's like the numbers, like anxiety diagnoses is through the roof.
Yeah.
Type 2 diabetes is through the roof. Like childhood obesity is through the roof. And people need places like yours because you guys do enough to maximize everyone's life. So thank you. Thank you for all that you do. And so I look forward to seeing you guys thrive over the course of the years to come.
Well, we sure hope so. And we really enjoy our partnership with you, and thankful for Dr. Brett for walking in here that one day and us crossing paths with each other, and look forward to a long relationship with you guys. Thanks for coming into our facility, teaching our members about good habits for physical therapy. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So let's wrap it up. And everyone, thank you so much for tuning in, listening to me and Candace chat. Hopefully you guys learn something. Hopefully you guys are going to go home and give AKT a call, or just pull it up on your phone now to, oh, what is this? Because I know whenever Brett told me about it, I was like, what is AKT? And
well, we're the only ones in that. We're the only ones in North Carolina, and the first in Raleigh, North Carolina, and just in North Carolina, period. So it's nothing else like it. So definitely come check us out, even if it's just for the sake of checking us out. So
yeah, awesome. Thank you guys, and thanks for hanging out, and we will catch you next time.
Okay, guys, thanks for listening to the podcast today. I hope you found the content useful, and I hope it helps you avoid an unneeded surgery or an unneeded injection in the future. Now, in practice, my goal is to save 1 million active individuals from the unneeded surgeries, injections, and pain meds that they don't need, while helping them stay active and performing the activities that they love to do. Now, guys, I cannot reach that many people all by myself. I really need your help. So if you like what you heard, please share this podcast with your friends, with your families, or with anyone who you feel really needs to hear it. By doing so, you may just save that person from an unneeded surgery or injection that they really do not need. If you're not following me yet on social media, find me on Instagram at drtank_DPT and on Facebook at Ground to Overhead Physical Therapy. Thanks for listening to the show today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you guys here again next time on the Move with Tank podcast.